not again. I won't lose the ones I love. Fury of mystic tempest. 魂を焦がして立ち向かう。運命の鎖を断ち切るまで。愛のために私は戦う。Fury of mystic tempest. 魂を焦がして立ち向かう。運命の鎖を断ち切るまで。愛のために私は戦う。嵐の中で輝き放つ愛の光が未来を照らす。
Who knew she had all of that inside her?
Not either of us. And what was that giant beam that came from space?
Gosh, so many questions. Who are we supposed to ask?
I may be able to help you there, Sugar.
Sophia?
It's okay, dearie. I already know. And seeing your combat uniforms just confirmed my suspicions. Where is she? To think she summoned a lance on her first transformation.
Can we get a little more information?
Wait, can we record this for Cynthia to listen to later? Good idea. Of course, dearie. You see, the women in our family are from a line of magical warriors called Lost Mystics. There aren't many of us left. I think there's Cynthia, myself, my sister, and maybe a few others. There had been many more of us in years past, but most had been wiped out in one of the previous galactic wars. You know, the men didn't like that we had more power than them. All we know is that the power awakens during a time when we most need it, and it also doesn't always come when we need it or when we call for it. It knows when it's best needed. Mine came when I was travelling to EH66 from EH21, before you were born. EH66 was where her great-aunt Dina lived, and I was about Cynthia's age at the time. We were not much more than a small transport ship, though bigger than a dropship. But the ship that attacked us was a research-class cruiser, which is much bigger. Our ship got attacked and the weapons system was either disabled, just plain destroyed. But we had no way to defend ourselves and the shields were on the verge of failure. When it attacked us, out of the blue, we thought it might have been for our supplies. But thinking back on it now, maybe it wasn't. My power decided that it wanted to awaken at that time. No one on the ship knew what to do with me. The pilot was amazing to have been able to hold them off for as long as he did. I had also blacked out, but they all said that I had demanded to be let out of an airlock when my mystic form took over. They thought I was crazy, but I went out into space without a helmet or anything and took on that ship myself. I didn't destroy the ship, but I impaired it enough that it could barely move around at normal speed, much less FTL. We made it to EH66 without any further issues. Everyone was thankful for my help. Meanwhile, I didn't remember any of it. They told me what they saw.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, you're a badass. Now we know where Cynthia gets it from. So, the power awakens differently for each of us, but it's so strong that we can't maintain our normal memory functions, which is why we black out. The mystic form needs so much from our bodies that it has to shut down as much as safely possible. Now, for her to be able to summon a lance on her first transformation means that she might have the power to do some of the things that we couldn't do. She might be able to eventually willingly summon her mystic form. With more extensive practice, she might even be able to retain her own consciousness while transformed. So, other than her lance, what else happened?
Mrs. Potter, do you want the long or short version?
The long version, please, Sugar. And please call me Mum.
Cynthia had that same accent earlier.
Really? Interesting, because she normally doesn't speak like that.
Wow, I see where Cynthia gets her looks from.
I hope so. Her father was butt ugly. But thank you, dearie.
Is that your natural hair colour? Because Cynthia's is black.
Actually, yes, but she inherited her hair colour from her father.
She would look horrible with red hair.
Obviously not if her mom looks good with it.
Now, tell me about what happened.
It was still lightning, but it was also more.
Much more.
Or maybe too much.
Yeah, it was a spectacle to see. When she died, Liza and Rachel used their generator as a defibrillator. The IRS team's commander hauled a boulder out of the ground and tried to crush Cynthia's limp body.
Yeah, Jade told me to throw up a shield, but I misunderstood where the shield was supposed to go. Sorry about that.
I'm not upset. I mean, everything worked out in the end anyways.
Anyways, right as the boulder was going to crush Cynthia,
There was this bright flash of light.
Flash of light. Him. I wonder who it was she saw on the other side.
On the other...
You said she died.
Yeah, but I still didn't want to accept that it had happened.
I'm sorry, dearie. Though I have a hunch as to who it was, but I'm not 100%.
Who?
Cynthia had an aunt who was her favourite relative. Her name was Dina. She was really her great aunt, but who's keeping track? Anyways, Dina, who I mentioned earlier, was one of Cynthia's favourite relatives. She sometimes watched Cynthia while I was working. Dina was the one that helped her find her power. For the life of me, I couldn't figure out what her power was. It was purely an accident too. They were outside gardening during a light rain shower when a power transformer went nuts. A line snapped and came crashing down into a puddle of water that Dina was standing in. Cynthia was too far away to be able to do anything except reach for her. The lightning arced towards Cynthia's hands rather than spark the puddle of water.
Whoa, now that's cool. Even as a little girl, Cynthia was a badass.
Yeah, they were both shocked, no pun intended. That accident was when she was 10. We lost Dina 5 years ago during an IRS raid on the city she lived in. That would have been 13 years after the accident.
That's why Cynthia joined 2 years ago.
So what happened after the flash of light?
Right. When the light was gone, Cynthia was standing there. Her hair was blue and white, and her eyes were different colours too. One was red, and the other was gold.
Her outfit was completely different too. It was crazy. She was holding that boulder suspended in the air with one hand.
That's when we noticed her accent.
Yeah, wait. What did she do with the boulder? I forget. She summoned this dark energy that turned it into arcane dust. Then it just vanished.
Yeah, and as soon as they saw that, one of our foes turned and ran off. But their leader stopped the others from doing the same.
Yeah, like a rallying cry or something. While she was talking, Cynthia summoned a sword from nowhere. Then she hunched down and sparked up again.
Yeah, what did she say? Something about a strike?
Yeah, something about Kami's knife.
Kami, interesting. Kami is one of the ancient goddesses of lightning.
That makes a weird amount of sense.
Then she vanished. But she wasn't gone even a second before she reappeared.
She did that cool samurai thing when they put their swords away, and she activated a power or something. One of the guys got all sliced up and passed out.
Yeah, it was funny. I remember hearing him say he didn't feel good right before that.
After he went down, their leader said something else and started moving towards us.
Yeah, then she did this cool martial arts move and a black orb appeared.
What did she say with that one? I don't remember. A lot happened.
Something like reality contraction.
A mystic dominion. Wow. She just keeps surprising me. Did they disappear?
When they came back, the leader was scared shitless of Cynthia.
Cynthia was saying something to the leader as she was backing her into a corner.
Yeah, and then when the leader tried to get in a sneak attack, Cynthia launched her into the air and went up after her.
Then Cynthia did some move with her hand and the leader was suspended in the air. It looked like they exchanged some words.
Yeah, because right after that, Cynthia got angry and went into a full power rage mode. Gosh, that was a lot of energy. I felt that in my toes.
I almost felt as if she was drawing power right from us.
Yeah, it did feel that way. Now that you mention it.
That's what that massive power surge I felt was.
Then, finally, Cynthia lifted her hand and said something.
Something about Lema, another goddess of lightning, I presume.
Yeah, that's it. Then coming from somewhere in outer space, this giant, and I mean giant, beam of energy shot through the sky and turned the leader into dust.
Funny how it missed all of the trees and buildings.
I think that was on purpose.
Then she came back down, smiled, and passed out. Shame she got up. Jade! From what I hear, Alexia's had it coming a while now. People from other teams have overheard her berating Cynthia so many times. But back then, if their team had lost one more person, it would have had to disband. So I see how she would put up with it for so long.
I see. Now that there's the two of us, the team can afford to cut her.
Is that really it? Now that you have more people, you can just drop me like a hot potato.
Don't insult a potato like that. A potato is worth more to Cynthia than you are.
Yikes, that's harsh. She's the potato.
Please, enlighten me. What do you bring to the team again? I remember asking you this several times over the time we've been together. Not once have you been able to give me a proper answer. How about now?
Well, without me, there wouldn't have been a team.
You just heard that from Kate. She hasn't been here long and she brings more to the team. She's taking combat medic training. Amelia's been with us a little bit less than Kate. She's a mechanic, so please, try that one again. Besides, I'm sure that Cynthia would have found a way.
Why are you her boo now, or, her guardian angel coming to defend her?
Yes, actually, I'm defending her. Cynthia just gave her life so that all of us could live. She's exhausted all of her energy and can't defend herself right now. You can't at least be a little bit grateful to her.
So you two are a thing now?
What? She's my captain, just like she's yours. She leads our team. Besides, even if I was interested in her, it's probably not mutual.
You want her so bad. I can see it in your face.
Do you even know what you're talking about? What I know is that you've served your last mission with this team.
So, what are you gonna do? Cut me from the team with your fists? I'd like to see you try.
You have no idea how long I've been waiting for this day.
Why don't you go back inside and cuddle with your freak? Nice parlor trick. My turn.
Looking for me. You're so slow. Every time you called her reckless. Every time you told her she made a mistake. Every time you sneered behind her back. Every time you've complained about her to me. Fueled every punch and kick you just received. Get out of here. I don't care where you go, but it needs to not be around us.
You're really serious about this?
Of course. Every time you would complain to me. Do you remember what I said? You really are pathetic. I said that if you didn't like it here, find another team.
Fine, but let me leave you with a few parting words.
You know what? If it did come down to me having feelings for her, something like that sure as hell wouldn't bother me. Go rot in hell. If we ever come across you again, I hope that Cynthia finds the power to put you in your place. Oh hey, sorry about that. She pissed me off for the last time.
Nope, don't blame you.
Yeah, you've been putting up with it longer than we have.
Cynthia even longer.
What did she say to you?
That's actually rather personal. I'm upset that Alexia not only knew this but was so willing to spread around that information. I'm glad to be rid of her.
I think Cynthia will be too.
Soft moonlight bathes your sleeping face, a fragile piece in this chaotic space. They whisper doubts, they can't